If I forget, I will feel bad. Now,
All right, baby.
for those of you that I don't know, welcome along. It's nice to have people join us. It's a relaxed evening. It's a chance for some of the people, or all of the people that will be speaking tonight, are people that are in my various trance groups. So it takes a great deal of courage and a great deal of commitment to have the confidence and the understanding to be able to do this at all, never mind in front of people where there are quite a few unknown faces. So what we have is students and friends that are coming together to share what they've learned, to share their connection with their spirit friends in the form of philosophy. They may, but they're not forced to, they may offer the opportunity for their guides to take questions, but that is up to the medium and how they wish to work. So if the medium says, or sorry, if the guide says, I will take questions, then think of a question to ask. Now, we're not talking stuff like, what's the latest view from the spirit world on quantum theory? All right, so we're talking questions of a spiritual nature, like, I don't know, what's it like for the spirit world to communicate through a medium, or something of that ilk? You know what I'm talking about. Now, what we do need is positive vibes. We need to come together and realize that even though many thousands of miles may be between us, that energy that the mediums and the spirit world connect to, that's universal. And so all of you will contribute to that. So we need a positive mindset and send those good vibes to the mediums. They're not forced to work and they're not getting paid to work. What they're doing is they are sharing their understanding and allowing you to communicate or to listen to the perspective of those that guide them. So has anyone not seen anyone do trance before? Have we got any people that are really, really new to this, or you're all familiar with it? Okay, so that's good. So we have a relatively educated audience, which is always nice. Now, the premise is that we will have about between 90 minutes and 2 hours, depending on how things go. And there's 4 ladies have their name down. And what we're going to do, we're going to give them roughly, say, 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the medium. Now, if the medium feels that they wish to bring their opportunity to a close before then, they're entirely within their rights to do that. All right, so it's not you have to speak for 20 minutes. That is kind of like the limit. All right, because that's plenty enough time, especially for those that don't have much experience of speaking in front of an audience of strangers. And even though you're all friendly faces, the nerves do get to you. All right, so now we have Judy, who's in the top left of my screen. I don't know where you guys see. So Judy, just waves to the folks so we can see. So we've got Judy. We have June. June, wave to the folks, June. There's June in Hertfordshire. We have Karen. Wave to them, Karen. Karen is in Cyprus at the minute. And we have Kim in New Orleans. Kim, give us a wave. Now, if there's time and I feel the inclination, maybe I'll work at the end. Depends on whether there's time. And because it's not about me, it's about the students I work with. And I want you to see the dedication and the time they put in. Now, there are other people that work with me who are equally proficient and share beautiful philosophy, and they're going to be supporting us this evening. But if they change their mind, then the door is always open. So let's think about a running order. So Kim, you don't want to go last and you don't want to go first. So that means you'll be second or third. Now, do you have a preference, my love? Okay, let's put you second. Judy,
No.
are you happy going first?
It doesn't matter, whenever you want.
It doesn't matter. There we go. That's what I like. They're like, to hell with it. I'm just going to go first and let's get it done. So, Karen, are you happy to go third?
As you like. Yeah. As
Okay.
you like.
And Junebug?
Yeah.
You happy to go fourth, my love?
Yes, fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it up in prayer. We're going to create a sacred space among us. And we are going to ask for well, you'll hear because I'm now going to open up in prayer. So let's just come together. Maybe just close your eyes just for a second. Now, great and divine Father, to my dear spirit friends and family, thank you so much for these friends that are coming together this evening to spend some of their time sending energy, sending positive thoughts to encourage our mediums this evening. These mediums are friends as much as students, and I'm greatly inspired to watch how they've progressed over the weeks, months, and indeed years. Their love for spirit is obvious, and we ask that those from the spirit world that work with us today are motivated only by the power of unconditional love, and that may that love be felt in the words as we come together in this sacred space. Amen. Okay, thanks, guys. Now, so just wait for Robert to join us. Hi, Nazrin. How are you, my dear? Okay, good. Now, okay, so, hi, Robert. Okay, so the plan of action is, if you're not speaking, i.e. if you are not the medium, then I would like you to be muted. Okay. If at any time the medium's guides offer the opportunity to ask a question, what I want you to do is, if you look on your bar on the bottom of the screen, you should see a reactions option. So if I click on raise hand, you'll notice that there is a raised hand comes up on my screen. If I click on lower hand, the hand disappears. Okay, so what I want you to do is to use that option if you can, please. If you can't, then maybe just put your physical hand up. What I'll ask you to do is to unmute yourself, ask the question, then mute yourself again, unless, of course, the guide is interacting with you and there's a conversation happening. Is that clear for everyone? Happy days. Okay. So what we're going to do is ask Julie to take herself into that happy space. Julie, would you like some music this evening?
Okay, that's good.
What would you like to listen to? Your favorite track?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, right, let's just find that. So one of the ways that we can get ourselves into that nice state of mind is by listening to music, and it takes us into a meditative state, easy for me to say. And I find that to be a lovely way of just getting myself where I need to be. So that's what we're going to do with Judy. Judy has a favorite track here called Oval Window. Okay, so we're now going to just adjust that volume. Judy, let me know if the volume's okay for you, my love. And let me make sure that we are sharing there we go. Can you hear that, Judy?
Yeah.
Volume okay for you? Okay.
Hello, friends.
Thank you.
We are going to put a thought out to you. You are all individuals, and you're concerned with yourselves, your needs, where you are going in life. But have you thought about how you are connected? Think about the great tree. We can use the oak tree, for example. There are branches, there are leaves. They are not thinking about how it is to be alone in the world. They are part of something great. Each leaf on the tree is part of this universe that the tree has created. And so the leaf is not thinking about how it must survive alone, nor are the branches thinking about getting more nourishment than the others. They are all part of the same, and we are using the word universe, because the tree is its own universe, just as you are your own universe. But we will get to that in a moment. So think about the tree again, my friends. All the water that comes in is spread throughout the tree and shared with love. All the sunlight comes in and is shared with love. What about you? Are you thinking about yourself as an individual, or are you thinking about how you are connected, how you are unified with others in ways that you may not see, but think about it deeply, feel into it. Are you unified with people that you share your spiritual practices with? On a higher level, you are. On a soul level, you are connected and woven into each other's life. Nothing is by accident. It is all part of the plan. And so when you look at each other, use your heart. Do not look at the physicality. Use your heart and wonder, what part of the tree are we? What part? How are we connected? Think about on a soul level, on an energy level. How are we connected to each other? We do not see the cords that connect us, you to the next one, to the next one, but they are there. And you can think of these cords as love-filled cords that go from you to the next one. If you are angry at someone today, think about how you are truly connected to them and alleviate that anger. Let it go so that you can feel that connection that you have with the other people in your group, in your family. You are all connected deeply. You are all unified in a way that you cannot see. And you can think of these tools that do the unification is structures between you and another one. All of the work that you do on the spiritual level, all of your circles and your classes and your readings that you do, it is all done with intention. It is all done with love. There is a reason why you are together. There is a sole reason why you are working together. It is not a random thing that you went and just chose. There is a higher reason why you are working with specific people. So we want you to remember that you are all the tree. You are part of the tree. Each and every one of you in your own way are part of the unity of the tree. And then we want you to look within yourself. And we want you to say that you are also a universe. Every single living being on this planet can think of themselves as a universe. And all of your cells, all of your muscles, your tissues, your organs are parts of the universe. And what is controlling this universe? You may ask. Your heart is controlling this universe because how you feel, what your outlook is on life, what you feel about others and yourself is transferred into all of your human physicality, every one of your cells. If you feel angry all the time, you can be sure, without a doubt, that every one of your cells is angry, is just feeling that anger, the energy of anger. They do not know why they feel that way, but they are responding to the emotions that are flowing through the body. So it would be to your best advantage to try to control your thoughts, to have better health within your own personal universe, to control your thoughts and try to step back and look at your thoughts when they are difficult or they are negative. Try to stand back and say, what would my guides think of this? What would my loved ones in spirit think of this? What can I do to change my viewpoint, my attitudes about life? How can I make myself more positive? And if you work on this and you change your attitude and you change your way, then you will find you will start to feel better. Yes, every one of your cells will respond to the newness that you have created in your thoughts and your feelings. What a wonderful way to transform yourself using your thoughts. So we ask for you to try to do this exercise. Do it for a few weeks. Every time you have a negative thought, stop yourself and turn it around and make it into a positive one, and think of all your cells in your body that are feeling that way. You can look at it this way. If you are with a room filled with children, you are not going to come into the room yelling and screaming and being angry, no? And so you do not want to scare the little children. You do not want them to change their way from fun-loving to fear-filled. So think of yourselves as little children within yourself. In that way, when you have these thoughts, stop them, turn them around and think of who you are caring for. All the selves, these little children within your universe. And you will feel better. But you must use this analogy to help you, to smooth your own personal universe and to extract fear, extract anger and hatred, extract those feelings that have no purpose. And when you do that, you will feel that you can breathe easier, you can sleep better, and you will have joy within yourself because you are taking away all of those feelings. Do you understand? We will say to you that we would like to have a question or many questions, please.
Very well. Now, who has a question that they would like to ask guides working with Judy? If you do, if you press the raise hand button or just raise your hand. All right. Otherwise, I have some questions prepared. All right. Remember, it's interactive. We rely on you to be part of it. Okay, Sheila has raised her hand. Hello, Sheila. Would you like to unmute yourself and ask Judy's guide her question,
Yes,
please?
thank you, Andy. Hello,
Yeah.
Judy's guide. It's lovely to meet you.
Yes.
My question is, how did the relationship between yourself and Judy develop, and did she have to go through certain stages to actually reach this part of her development?
What a beautiful question that we will answer for you. So this one that is speaking now, we have been together for a very long time, but we have only been speaking together in this kind of work for over a year, but very much so, a very concentrated relationship has developed. And so in order for this one here to work with me and the other ones that are working with her now, she had to go through many, many guides to reach the level of energy, to be able to work with the one that is speaking now. Yes, and you can call me Grandpapa Z. And so, when this one started her trance development, she was not able to communicate with me. She was not able to blend with me. She had to learn the process, and she had to raise her vibration. She had to raise her energy to be able to work with these energies that are working with her now. And so be patient. Yes, that is a word that has been learned, patience. And there have been many that have worked with this one that are in the background now, not far away, but we are here now, the ones that work with her, because she is able to keep her energy the way it needs to be able to work with us. Do you understand?
I do, thank you.
What else?
Okay. Do we have anyone else that has a question that they would like to ask? If you do, then if you raise your hand. That's a lovely question, though, Sheila. I like that. Okay. Anyone have a question? Don't make me ask them all. Right. I'm going to ask the next one. So get your thinking caps on. All of those questions you want to ask the spirit world. Now, my question to you, Grandpapa Z. Hello again. It's a few days since I've met you, but it's lovely as always. Now, we seek a closeness to the spirit in general when we're either exploring our own mediumistic ability or when we are searching for answers ourselves. Why do you think that we seek that closeness to the spirit? What is it about humans that need to do that?
You seek the closeness to spirit because when you are able to feel the energy of your guides, there is no feeling like that anywhere on your plane. The love, the energy that comes and blends with you when you are able to do that, it is unexplainable in the human terminology. And so, why would you not want to feel that feeling every time that you possibly could? And we want to say to you that when you give the spirit world the love that you want in return, it is a transfer of love from you to the spirit world and back again. When you are able to love from your heart without any restrictions, when you are able to pour the energy of love through your heart, and it is so tangible, and you are giving this love to the spirit world, the spirit world is going to receive it, but it will also give to you so much love, and you will feel this unconditional love, and you will feel it in your soul. You will feel it to the point that you long for it. You long for this connection. And so there are many times when you sit in meditation and you say to your guides, I would like to blend with you and I am giving you love. And they are standing by around you, longing to blend with you as well, thrilled to be able to blend with you and share the love with you, because that is what we are. We are all love. That is it. We want the best for you all. And when you have the understanding and the complete surrender, the complete trust in the spirit world, you will have that feeling, my dear friends. Yes, you will have that feeling that you are walking your life, living your life, walking on the earth with companions that are in the spirit world, that are guiding you. You will feel that guidance. You will know that they are there with you. You may not hear them, you may not see them, but you will feel them. And you will feel that connection in your heart. You will feel that relationship develop over time. so that it will bring tears to your eyes, the love that is, not sadness. It is the love that you feel that completes. It is a completeness that is being created because you are a human being, but you are also a spiritual being. And when you surrender to the spirit world and you join in love, complete love, that is what it is. It is a completeness of you. And that is why it feels so good to have a relationship with your guides and your loved ones. I hope that answers your question.
That does. That was a beautiful answer. Now we have a few more minutes, and I would just ask our next medium, Kim, to unmute herself so that you can now relax into that connection as you seek to blend with your guides. Now, Grandpa Bazi, would you like to spend the last 3 minutes in giving us some words of advice to take away from this evening from your perspective, my friend?
Yes, very well. I would love to. So we would like to talk about something that is very dear to this one's heart. And we are going to share words with you because many of you are mediums. You are growing mediums. That is what you all are, because it never stops. You never stop growing. Every day you wake up and you grow more. If you are 99 years old, you are still growing because it never ends, your lessons, that is. But we want you to understand that not everyone that you come into contact with, to share your mediumship with, is able to hear the words of spirit. They cannot understand any of it. And we do not want you to be frustrated. We do not want you to be upset or angry. We want you to let it go as if you were floating down the river of life. That is what we want for you. It is not your responsibility to teach those that come to you for reading. It is not so. They may come to you for readings because they are curious, but they will not understand what comes to them if they are not spiritually open or read. Or if you are with people and they are asking you questions about what you do, it is not your responsibility to teach them because they will not understand what you are saying. It is like you are speaking another language. It will be words, but they will not be able to take them into their heart because their ego minds are saying to them, that cannot be true. We do not want you to wonder about that. We want you to go about your mediumship work with an open heart, but with the understanding that not everyone that you come into contact with is open to hearing the words of spirit. And it may be that they have to live 20 more lifetimes, whatever number that is, before they are able to come into a life with a sense of wonder, with a sense of peace within themselves, and a sense of knowing that there must be more. In that lifetime will be their start of their spiritual exploration. And so do not take it upon yourselves to teach the word. Those that are ready for you will come to you. You are not to go out looking for all those to come to you. Those that are ready will find you because they are supposed to find you. So you have to remember this, that you cannot change the world alone. You can change who you are only, not trying to change everyone around. As long as you have that inner peace and that connection to spirit, and you are able to be in harmony with who you are,
That is all you are to be concerned about throughout your life. And we hope that this has helped you. And we hope that you have listened to our words. And we thank you.
And Papazi, thank you so much, my friend, and to all that inspire your medium. And so we ask our medium just to relax now, to allow that connection just to settle. And then we will take our attention to our next medium, and she will work in whatever way feels right for her and her spirit friends. So let's send those uplifting, positive vibes now to Kim.
Aye, what beautiful energies
Thank you, my friend.
that we have today. Yes, what we would like to bring into your conscious awareness is what our beloved has been learning so far this week. Matter of fact is to be prepared for the unexpected. For you cannot be prepared for it. Is that not true? For when life starts to throw things at you, let's say, for instance, unexpected company that shows up from out of the blue. Right. This is unexpected, is it not? Huh?
Yes.
What shall one do? We say, sometimes one must just take the observer role. Now, even when the energies are chaotic, for our beloved is going through her life thinking everything is fine and her energies are just right. And then all of a sudden, unexpected energies that are chaotic are thrown into her environment. Aye, and this throws her off. We get a chuckle out of it, for it shows her exactly where she is in her progress so far. So it throws her a wee bit off balance. We get a little chuckle out of that too. For now, she has the opportunity to either engage in the chaos or take the observer role. So this brings into her awareness that she has a choice. And it is always good to have choices, is it not? So she could have either chosen to engage in chaotic energy, which I'm sure you all know does not feel good at all. Or she could have chosen, as she did, to stand back, take the observer role, and say, what is her part in this? What is her lesson to be learned in this? Aye, and how can she possibly be of service to the one who came with all the chaotic energy, which is always a learning lesson for her and the other party, is it not? So the reason we share this with you, we want you to know that you always have a choice. If you want to accept the energies coming towards you, or if you want to choose to take the observer role. There is lessons on both sides. Choices are always good, for you control your environment, especially when you are so far in your mediumistic works. It all comes to choices, what you choose to engage in and what you do not. And that should make some feel a little more at ease. We know it made our beloved feel a lot better knowing that she had a choice. And then saying to the one that did come to visit, how could I possibly help this individual who seems so at ease in their life at the moment? There again, that is also a choice, is it not? For the other person has to be receptive, do they not? And at that time, when you meet someone who's got such chaotic energies around them, you have to see that soul for where they are in their life. And sometimes all you can do is just offer love. For sometimes maybe that is all that they need, is just a little comfort, just a little love to calm some of that chaotic energy around them. So we chose to share that story with you. We don't think our beloved would mind, as long as something could be learned from it. Always you have choices, and you can always take the observer role. When things seem a little chaotic, just stand back and observe, for there is much to be learned in that as well. And so now, if there are any questions, we'd be more than happy to try and answer them.
Well done, my friend. Well done. So let's put that question out to the audience. Does anyone have a question that they would like to ask our medium and her guides at this present time? If you do, raise your hand or put the little icon up on the screen. Remember, you need to think of questions. Otherwise, I'm having to go to my list, aren't I? So let me go to my list. Now, my friend, what difference does listening to your intuition make to the way that we can experience life?
The intuition, is it not your soul speaking to you? It is always a good idea, we would suggest, to listen to that wee little voice inside of you that is directing you here or there. For it will never ever steer you wrong. For that wee voice inside of you is you. It is your soul, or some say higher self. We say soul, speaking to you, keeping you on track. So we say always listen to that wee little voice. We hope that answers your question a wee bit.
I think that does answer the question a big bit. And yeah, it makes complete sense. So yeah, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. We've got a shy crowd tonight, don't we?
Well, we have got a shy crowd. We have got a shy crowd, but I'm sure someone's just about to put their hand up and ask a question. Who's it going to be? Who's going to put their hand up? Come on, there must be questions. You surely can't have come to this with no question that's in your mind about mediumship, the spirit world, or whatever. No. Is anyone going to raise their hand? Otherwise, my list is getting shorter. All right, Sheila. Sheila raised her hand. Thank you, Sheila. Do you want to unmute yourself, my love?
Yes, thank you. Hello, good evening. Nice to meet you. On the subject, thank you. On the subject of listening, how do we learn to distinguish the voice of the spirit with the voice of ourselves when they sound the same?
Well, what we would suggest is feel your energy, versus spirit energy. For there is a difference. And part of that would be when you are sitting in the power, recognizing what your energy feels like versus ours, for there is a difference. So then you can distinguish between the two. And then you will recognize what is given to you. Does that answer your question a wee bit?
Yeah, but I find it very difficult because it is so similar. It's sometimes difficult to distinguish, which is why I asked the question.
Yes, it is for you a little bit at this point, a little bit hard to distinguish, yes.
Yes.
But it does get easier as long as you know what your energy feels like. And you are doing this, are you not?
Yes.
You know what your energy feels like, eh? So then any other energy that is around you would be what?
Different.
Aye. And that would be what energy?
Yes.
Right? Let us tell you a little secret. Spirit energy, our energy, is not always something that is extravagant. We are like a breeze. We are soft. We don't come in like a hurricane. Does that help you out a wee bit?
It does, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Well done.
Quite welcome.
Well done. That's a nice question. I like that one. Now,
we did too.
Yeah, did too. Good. Now, do you want any more questions? There's another lady has her hand up if you'd like to have a question.
If there is another question, we would be more than happy to answer it.
Then welcome along. Would you like to unmute yourself, my love?
Thank you. I'm new to mediumship. It's about a year in. It was not something I had planned to do. It just came upon me. However, I have always known things, not knowing that I knew them. And then there's always what you call the still small voice that I was taught as a kid. That is, I always get a message, why don't you do such and such? Is there a difference between knowing and the still small voice? Are they two different entities? Is one soul versus another person, or is it still part of you? Are they two different things is basically what I'm asking. Knowing versus that still small voice.
So the still small voice inside of you that you hear, what do you think that is?
From what you're saying, I'm thinking it is your higher self.
It is your soul speaking to you, leading you in the right direction here or there. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should do that. Eh? It is your compass.
Okay.
That is your compass. And then knowing things, eh? That is sometimes us dropping information into your awareness.
Okay.
Are there light bulbs going off now?
I always have light bulbs going off.
That is why we said this. Now, does that make more sense to you?
Most definitely. Thank you.
It was our pleasure. We love your energy.
Oh, thank you.
Good question, Lynn. Good question. Now you have just a couple of minutes if you wish to continue, my friend. It's up to you. How are you feeling?
Aye, well, we will be bringing our beloved back, but we won't leave you with this.
Very well.
Always listen to that little voice inside of you. For as we said, that is your compass, and everything that is done through love's vibration, aye, will never steer you wrong. For it is at such a high ethereal vibration, you not only can hear the little voice, but you can feel the energy, and therefore you cannot go wrong. And on that note, we're gonna bring back our beloved to you.
Well done. Thank you, my friends, for inspiring your medium. It's really lovely to watch that connection and to feel that obvious love. Now, what I will say is, as we wait for our next medium to make that connection and be ready to speak. So, Teresa, I've seen that you have got your hand up, but there will be an opportunity to ask a question. So please do either keep the hand up, but so I haven't forgot about you once we make that connection. And we'll see where it goes. But absolutely, you'll be first on the list. So well done. And now we invite our next medium to make that connection. And when you feel ready, just allow the guides to inspire you in whatever way is necessary this evening. Okay. Unfortunately, our medium, we can see you speaking, however, no volume is coming through. So just gently allow yourself to come back. And what I'm going to do is ask for our next medium to, she's unmuted, so that the team working with June, I want you to make that connection now. We ask for Karen, as you bring yourself back, just to have a look at your volume. Nothing was working. We could see you speaking, but we couldn't hear you. And we invite those that work with June to make that connection. We will send them happy vibes.
Good evening.
Good evening, my friends.
There are many tonight listening to the wisdom that we have heard. It is our pleasure to speak. And at this time, as we open our hearts and we feel the love that comes from others, we are aware of the pain in many hearts with things going on in their lives now. And we wish to say to you that this too will pass. For a life without pain, a life without loss, a life without sickness is no life, for you do not learn the meaning of these lessons that your soul comes to learn. Your soul is eternal and comes many times, as has been touched on this evening, to come back to choose a different set of lessons from previous lifetime. And this is why there is sometimes pain in your heart for the things that go on in your life and in others. For you are beings of compassion who have chosen to come back to help humankind. And when you have compassion for another, you feel it in your hearts. Your heart being the center of who you are. And as you open your hearts to others, so you feel their pain, their struggles, their hurts. But then you can, as you listen, help to heal those hurts, heal those losses by allowing others to speak, allowing others to voice that which they are feeling. For so many say, don't talk about it anymore. But this is not the way to go about it. Everyone needs to find another who will listen to them. I don't mean just peripherally, but I mean deeply and fully, and will give all their energy to listening to what is being said. And then you hear the words that are not said. And that is when the healing can begin. It is essential then for us to help one another in this way, and for you to be able to help another on life's path. As our tutor says, makes your heart sing, because you are able to help someone. And that is why, or one of the reasons why, your soul wishes to incarnate and has incarnated in this lifetime. It is a very special time to have incarnated now. The energies of the spirit world are very close to you. The energies of your physical world are very fast and are becoming finer. And this you will feel in your everyday lives, in every way. You will have all noticed how quickly time is passing. For the one day follows the next in quick succession, and before you know where you are, it is the next month or the next year. It is important then to really ask yourself, what is it I wish to do in this lifetime? Do I wish to go to other lands and help in other ways? Or do I wish to stay here and do the best that I can for those that I love and those I care for? There are many options that you have in your life. Your soul knows that which is most important to you. And as we have already heard, we all have free will, and so it is your choice whether you take this way or that. But wherever you are, know that your soul is with you and guides you to learn, and to learn by example how to live this life, how to bring peace into the world, how to be calm and not reactive. The only way that you are able to teach another is by your example. So if you can walk in peace, if you can feel that peace deep within you, if you can feel the calmness that comes by taking a very deep breath and controlling the feelings that come bubbling up. Your breath is so important to you. We do not have to think how to breathe. Our bodies know how to breathe. Our heart knows how to beat. Our lungs know how to go in and out. And hopefully our brain is working all the rest of our body, so that when we go to take a step forward, our leg is lifted and then placed on the ground. These bodies that we inhabit are very fine machines, and we need to look after them. So by looking at what you're eating and what you're consuming in life, and not taking in too much of the things that you should not be bringing into your body, the choice is yours, you understand? We only advise, but nevertheless, it is up to you how you wish to learn and live your life. And it is not for me or any other to tell you what to do. But what I would say to you is, feel what is right to do. Feel it deep within you. You know in your heart, you recognize right from wrong. You recognize that if I eat that cake, I am going to get a little fatter. You know these things, but your choice is yours. So as you have these fine bodies that are your vehicles for this of your soul journey, then do you not owe it to yourselves to look after them to the best of your ability? When you have pain within your body, do you then ask for healing? Very few of you do. The spirit world is there for you as well as for others. You are just as entitled as anyone else. No one person is more important than you. And this is another lesson that we offer you to look at, to see the difference that you can make. For you are all wonderful beings. You're human beings. And you are being. You are doing that which makes you happy. And if you're not happy, then change it. Life was not meant to be a trial. Life is to be enjoyed. Life is such a small part of your soul's journey. Try to enjoy it, to hold it in both hands, and allow yourself to laugh. And hopefully there will not be too many tears. But when we speak of all of you, we recognize the light that you carry within you. For each of you are parts of the creation. And when the Creator made this world, he made it that all would be in balance. It is how you look at your life and how you live your life as to whether you are able to be in balance or whether you to be unbalanced. It is your choice. But we remind you that healing is available for all. And you only have to ask. And each of you will have a guide who will connect on a healing way. And you are able to ask for the healing that you need. Maybe you have a sore knee or a sore hip or a pain in your back. Then ask for the healing. Put your own hand on your knee, on your back, on your hip. Healing energy is there for all. It does not come from you, it flows through you. It is a gift from the Creator for all. So may we suggest that you try this on yourselves and then perhaps try it on another. And if you have your beautiful companions, your animal friends, your four-legged or two-legged, you can then offer them some comfort and respite from pain. And whilst you put your hand on that person, if they cry, this is fine. The energy is working. If they laugh, this is fine. The energy is working. If they sleep, this too is fine. It means that their body is relaxing and is absorbing the energy that is freely given from the universal energy that has been created by the Creator. So we ask you, do not forget that you all have that ability to help all life forms, no matter where they are, how small or how large. But first, try to heal yourselves. For in healing yourselves, you will learn to be able to heal your world and all that is within it. Spare a thought then each day. Just ask that the healing energy goes out to all life forms where there is need for it. For there are many who live in terrible pain. There are many who can't see and can't hear and can't walk and have no one to love or care. There are millions that have no one to ask. So we ask you if you would do this for us, please, to send that one thought each day that healing may go out to all that are in need, to all life, to the waters and the earth, to the plants and trees, to the minerals of the earth, the rocks, the air, the very air you breathe. And when you turn on your tap and you are able to have instant water, bless the water that gives you the food that you eat. For without the water, the plants would not grow. Without the sun, they would not grow. So these are the things we ask you to remember. We hope that we have given a little help to some, and if anyone wishes to ask a question, we will do our best to answer you fully, if you wish.
Okay, so Teresa, you had a question. There's time for one question. Teresa, would you like to unmute yourself and ask that question to?
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Pretty much my question was, when you vibrate at a higher frequency and you're talking with your higher self, but you start to hear the thoughts of others, is that something because you're vibrating at a higher frequency?
The
Or
thoughts of others, did you say? The thoughts at the higher
yeah.
frequency, are you hearing the thoughts of others?
Yeah.
That was not what I meant about the higher frequency. But for some, yes, it possibly will be in that way. But what we meant by a higher frequency was that the energy is finer. The ability to reach spirit is quicker. The whole world has quickened if you understand that. Just as a mother feels her baby move in the womb, it is a quickening, it is a fluttering, but it is life. And this is what is going on, that there is a quickening of life. There is a quickening of upliftment, and for the energies to be finer so that they can become accessible to all. In days gone by, people were told this was this and this was it. Everything was in boxes. But now you learn to think for yourselves and you question what has gone before. You question the old ways and the old rules that were within certain ways of being and understanding. So, my dear, the answer I would give you is to continue in your meditation and your contemplation and ask that if you want to hear another's thoughts, that you may, but why would you want to hear another's thoughts unless these are the thoughts that you are concentrating on or you are working on? We can see no point in hearing those thoughts from another. Now, if you are hearing in your compassion that soul voice from that other person for asking for help, then this we understand. And it could be that your wisdom is such that you are working to that end, so that before anyone needs to ask, you are aware of their needs. Does this help with your question? It does not exactly answer it, we feel, but there are so many ways that we could answer this. We could be here till tomorrow. So if you do not understand what has been said, please say so.
You helped. I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Please, my child, continue with what you are doing. You are developing beautifully, but with all things, have patience. Do not think that you are doing anything wrong or that you are not doing it in the correct way. There is only one way, and that is the way of love and compassion. The world was made from love. The Creator created everything with love. And you, my child, are especially loved for the work you do and for the work you will do in the future. So I thank you that you had the courage to ask that question. And I hope that we may meet again. God bless you.
Thank you.
you.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Teresa. That's a really lovely question. So we've come to the end for our current medium. So we thank her for the connection made. And then we will be turning our attention to our next medium, who I'm going to highlight on the screen. And if you have any questions, get them stored and we will see where it goes. So to our next medium, we will see how the volume works, and let's see if that's fixed. When you feel that voice from spirit merging and blending.
Evening. So many faces, happy faces.
Thank you.
I want to talk about love. We all hear the unconditional love, but how many of you actually know or can see what it is? There are so many ways that you humans express love that are not understood by others. You can say, I love you. You can hug someone. We all know that some hugs do not feel real. Also, some people show love by what they do, not what they say. And others, you can look into their eyes and see the love they show towards you or another. To understand unconditional love, you will need to look at each individual, spot, indicate, observe their love for others, but it is not always the same as you. When you can recognize each of these in individuals, then you will be able to feel the love. You feel the love from your animals. They show you that humans can mask these, for they have already opened their hearts and been hurt, and therefore are reticent to let someone else see the love that they have. Others may hold in the anger for being hurt, and therefore don't show the feelings that they really feel. Love is the most complex of all human feelings, and yet we on spirit side open our hearts to you with unconditional love, but you need to feel it. When you feel it, then we connect as a solid piece of love. That is unconditional. It will always be there for you when you want it, when you need it. But we ask that you recognize it in others. Then you will recognize our love to you, as we know your love to us. How many tears have been shed through love, true love. When that has gone, the tears flow. This needs to happen in order to clear your body, ready to accept more love, to fill the gap, if you like. We will do that for you, if you will let us. I have heard said today, I love you. I always love you. But does everybody really love each other? It is a most difficult question and a most difficult feeling. It mixes. It's never really 100% pure unless you love yourself first. This fills your heart, your rib cage, your head, your arms, your feet, so that when you reach out to someone, the love invisible spreads out from your hands to another person or animal. Mediums feel that love. It supports and nurtures their development. This is 100% important, for even when the development does not go as quickly as one would like, it is there, it is supported with a whole host of other mediums, just like you are sitting here together tonight. The medium can feel your love. This has made the connection strong. Has enabled us to speak. And she is allowing it because she loves us too. Could you write this in a book? Maybe, but you cannot write how you feel. Each one of you feels us in a different way. It is a unique way. And we like this because that is how we know you are feeling us, and you know yourself that the connection is strong. This medium is just beginning. She's still trusting. And this is something we love to work with. Have you any questions to ask?
Thank you, my friend. I do believe Leslie has raised her hand on the screen. If you still have a question, Leslie, would you like to unmute yourself, please? Thank you, my friends.
Hi there. I'd like to know, is it necessary for trance mediums to go into such a deep state that they don't know what's going on or what's around them, and they don't remember what they're saying or know what they're saying? As I know that it seems like a lot of the newer trance mediums seem to go in a more lighter trance than the old mediums did in the past.
This is a difficult question because each of you are different and your energies and love connections are different too. This medium does not always remember what has been said, just pieces. But that is the way she works. That is the way she is developing. Some mediums do not remember everything. Some remember, or as you would say, are aware of what is going on, even though it is us that is speaking. So this is a very difficult question. Important, yes, but it is difficult to answer unless you know the medium personally or have worked with that person before. This comes with experience, and each of you are individuals and will work much differently. Perhaps one time be very deep, and one time be very much aware. I hope this answers the question you have raised.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, that's a good question. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask our medium? Yeah, Judy's raising her hand. Judy, would you like to unmute yourself, please?
Hi, thank you for your words.
Thank you.
So why do we feel that time is passing faster. It seems to me in the last 5 years, time is going 10 times faster than it ever went. Is it my imagination? Is it my perspective? Or is something happening in the world that could explain this?
Very thoughtful, and thank you. No, time is filled with everything. You have so much going on that it fills your day. Busy, 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 going here, going there, thinking about this and that. Very few people spend the time to just find the quiet within themselves. This is why everything seems to pass so quickly. It will continue unless you choose, and you do have choices, unless you choose to sit yourself in the quiet and stillness, then time is more relative. But life is so busy with all your inventions, much more so than, say, for example, 100 years ago. There is little time for family as they used to be, less time for social birthdays. Christmas comes so quickly because your life is filled with things that you feel you need to do. I suggest that you take time just to sit in the quiet and slow your world down from your point of view. I hope that helped.
Thank you.
That's a wonderful question and a great answer. Really good answer. Does anyone else wish to ask a question while you have that opportunity? Okay, I can't see any hands, but correct me, I have a question. Now, why does grief drive us to explore the possibility of life after death? That's my question for you.
The pain that we feel when we lose a loved one is so raw, so real, that we need to feel that there is life after death. And so this is why many people come into mediumship. They want to know, will they meet with their loved ones again? And until they do, that is why they use the services of mediums. They still want that connection. The pain is hard to bear. The love they felt will, as you say, rip them in two. And your saying is, time is a great healer. This is not so with so many people. They hang on to what they have lost. They miss it. They want it back. And therefore they go to someone who hopefully can provide them with the answers they are seeking. In this way, they have less fear of dying. And it's happened to everybody, that they will have less fear and actually look forward to the time, not when they die, because of the loved ones they leave behind, but they look forward to reuniting with the energies and the loved ones that they have lost along the way. This is the way of things, the circle that continues.
Thank you. That's a beautiful question, a beautiful answer, sorry. I really enjoy that. Now, does anyone have a question they would like to ask our medium? To our medium, would you like to receive any more questions? I have more written down if you want to receive them. It's up to you.
I feel she is getting restless.
Very well. In
Thank
that
you.
case, thank you very much for allowing us to be part of the wisdom that you have shared, my friend. And we just ask you very gently to allow yourself to come back in your own time. Now, does anyone need to go? Do you need to have a restroom break or anything? Does anyone want to call it a day here? Or shall I work with my guides for a little while? It's up to you. We don't have to. This is really about the students rather than me. What's your thoughts? You want to get going?
I'd love to hear from you, your team.
Yeah, but it's up to, look, guys, it's 9:15, so we're at the time that I said it would finish. But it doesn't have to, unless you want to. But having said that, you're not beholden to stay anyway. So if you want to just call it a day, you're welcome to. I'm happy to work with them for a little bit, and then we will finish off. And I just want to say a few things about the people that have worked. So what do you want to happen, guys?
And
We'd like to hear from you.
Sorry,
We'd like to
Judy.
hear from you.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'd like to hear
absolutely.
from your guides.
So Judy, what did you say, my love?
I really want to hear from your guides, but I was supposed to be someplace at 4:30. So
Was it? Is it now 4:30? Okay,
Well,
it's coming up. Okay, Judy, that is fine. Look, let me just say, beautiful to listen to Grandpa Z. I think there was others in the background I was aware of, certainly. And as ever, you nailed it, didn't you? To use an American term, you smashed it out the park. I don't know where the park is or what you're smashing, but you did it.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you, everybody. And I'm sorry that I have to go. It's more of the day here, so
It's-
sorry.
Love you, sweetheart.
Take care. Well done, Judy. Well done. Now, okay, so I'll do a little bit. If you've got questions, who just wants to be who wants to be mum? Right, no, someone that's tech savvy. Who's tech savvy that no. Okay. Karen. You tech savvy? Who's tech savvy just to get people to mute and unmute and do whatever?
Sorry,
Go on.
I'm not tech savvy.
I'll sorry, just unmute yourselves. Apart from Kim with your air conditioning that makes a lot of noise. But look, if you want to ask a question, unmute yourself, then ask the question, then mute yourself. So I'm just going to place it in your hands, all right? Because otherwise, if there's lots of distractions in the background, that can be quite disturbing. Okay, so let me spotlight myself. I don't know whether that's a good idea actually to see me. Oh my goodness. Oh, to see me even bigger. Anyway, right. Okay. So I'll ask my guides and inspirers to make that same connection that these wonderful mediums have already done this evening. Okay. Okay. So we'll just go into that quiet space. And the next voice you hear won't be mine. All things being well. Well, don't we have a wonderful opportunity, my friends, to have this space with you, a time and an opportunity to embrace something beautiful, something welcoming, to embrace the presence of friendship, of that camaraderie between a medium and those that inspire them. To have people such as yourself who seek to have a question answered, to explore their own inquisitive nature, and to feel the truth of who you are, which is, as has been said many times, a spirit within the form of a human. But spirit occupies many things, and it has equal importance. Let me speak about the spirit within those of the animal kingdom that share our lives. Would you consider that they are as important as you? Would you see them as being an accessory to your life, a part of your life, but not in the same sense that you exist? In your mind, do they have the same importance as you? Would they be higher or lower on your list of priorities? Let me say that the sentient nature of who they are is as vibrant, as conscious as you are. They may not have the words to describe the feeling, but they have the feeling. They respond to love in an intuitive and an instinctive nature. Love to them is not something that is written on a card or defined by the shape of a balloon. That is not love. That is a mirage, false. Love is a state of being. And do you not imagine that as a dog or a cat sits with you, or as a beast walks the field, it is not aware of the presence of love? It does not have a name for it, for love is not describable. Love is not a place. It is not even a word. It is beyond it. It is a form. It is a power. It is the glue that holds you together. Love is the reason you came into being. A union of man and woman. A togetherness. An opportunity to create life. All life is sacred. Looking at the journey that you are on, see the sacredness in all things. See the great beauty of the leaf upon a tree. See the beauty of having clean water to drink. See the beauty of a sunrise and a sunset. Acknowledge how a rising sun is like the birth of mankind. And at some point in the future, the sun will set upon you and your life. Think of the great beauty the great love that can be brought into your life as you live it. Think of the opportunity to grow as a person, as a friend, as a spiritual being. Understand the great opportunity that you have, my friends. If you should decide to speak a word, think about the power of that word before you say it. If it is not kind and just, ask yourself, do I need to say it? As you go on this journey that you call life, do not see yourself as being too important. You are loved equally. All that you see around you is loved equally by us. We see you for what you are. You are frail. You are prone to making mistakes. And in many cases, you don't learn from them. But you know what? We love you despite the mistakes you make. And is it not the challenge of mankind to love his neighbor despite the mistakes he makes? With the conflict that goes on within Europe, it would be easy to say we do not love the perpetrator of this conflict. But let me put this proposition to you. To send hatred to him will fortify a negative aura around him. It will allow him to feel the separation between him and you. And let me say, it is tough to love someone that gives you no cause to send it to him. But let me suggest that as you send a thought to him, you send more love to him than anyone else. You acknowledge the fact that the soul itself can receive and respond to the presence of love. That its personality may reject it on the grounds of the separation that he sees. And he is stubborn. But if you send something of a positive nature to him, eventually, like water seeping through rock, it finds a way. It may be a moment where he considers what he does, and he responds to the impetus within him to see the connectedness between him and all others. That is a tough lesson to learn. When you are on this journey and you say to yourself, I will follow the path that I want to do, and to hell with everyone else, which you are entitled to do. We do not sit here rubbing our chins in judgment at you. We love you anyway. As a mother likes a child, you may shake your head in disappointment and disapproval, but when all's said and done, love is love. What you have, my friends, is a great power. And that power starts in your mind. And it creates a thought That thought can become an action. The action has a consequence. So think about the thought. Is it needed? And where will the consequence of your action go to? And what will you say to the recipient? Because one day they will know. They will know where that thought came from. All is known. All will be known. So accept your failings. Strive to do better. And accept that we love you despite you. Shouldn't a good parent always love their children? Is the spirit world not a place of non-judgment and learning? Think about the newest spirit that comes to the earth. You would call them an infant. How many infants are born with anger or hatred or prejudice within their hearts? I tell you, 0. Out of 7.5 billion people, none of them were born evil. It is something that you learn to do, to be. Circumstances can push you in this direction, and you can be predisposed to being this way. So the push for some people is only small. We learn how to embrace all of the things that are negative. So does it not stand to reason that you can unlearn it too? Don't allow a life that has been lived to end in a negative way. Allow what you will pass down through the generations to be something that is worth receiving. Allow your words to be gentle, for your touch to be comforting, and for the memories that you share to be filled with laughter. Smile more tomorrow than you did today. Find something that makes you happy. And forgive those who do not see the error of their ways. Is it not a sign of spiritual growth that you can find it within yourself to forgive someone? Not because they were not wrong, but because it is right that you should not burden yourself with an energy that does not allow you to grow. Because anger weighs upon you like a heavy chain around your shoulders. And you know that at times in your life, you have used the very expression that it feels like a weight has been lifted from my shoulders. Because the weight of expectation, of anger, of hatred weighs heavy. The vibration of anger is slow and hard. It is harsh. Laughter and love is a vibration that uplifts you, that makes your very soul respond with gratitude. If you wonder what your purpose is in life, it is to share the aspect of love that seeks expression through you at every opportunity. There is never a reason, my friends, to not share love. Starting with you looking in the mirror and loving what you see. It is not a response of your ego. It is you seeing yourself as you are. Even when those wrinkles appear on your face, look at them and laugh. And understand that those wrinkles contain wisdom. They contain memories. Those wrinkles around your eyes, they are because of laughter. And what a great element to have within your awareness. That your face is wrinkled because you laughed so much. If grief grips you, allow it to slip away. The memories become less harsh. Grief is never forgotten, but it can be coped with. And remember, as you live life, you are but an actor in a film or a play. You are playing as someone. You are a husband, a wife, a daughter. But someday, you join us within these spirit realms. And you may choose to enter another film to play another person. And that journey of learning becomes a different one. Onwards and upwards. On the eternal highway of life and of spiritual growth. My friends, thank you. And we will return our boy to you. May every blessing be upon you and those that you love. May love be within every beat of your heart and every word that leaves your lips. May the next person you see, may you embrace them with a smile. And we leave you with those words. Thank you. Okay. Right. Okay. Back. Yay. Blimey, that was 20 minutes. That soon disappeared. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. Yes. So what was I going to say? No, it's gone. I tell you what I do want to say though. What a wonderful opportunity it was to see June and Judy and Kim and Karen have that bravery, that courage to embrace the presence of their spirit guides, to have that courage to say, I'm willing to make that connection. I'm willing to work with the spirit world to share a thought to share an answer, a perspective. And yes, we're all on a journey of learning. We're all on a journey of discovering who we are and finding out that we can get a little bit closer to the edge and not be so scared. And we start to find that the edge isn't a scary place. And sometimes it does feel like you're going right close to the edge and you panic and you think, will there be someone there? And there always will. But it takes some courage. It really does. And I am incredibly proud of every one of you for working and having the, I don't want to use the word courage again, I keep using it. Just that willingness, there you go, different word, that willingness to do what you do. And so thank you to every one of you. And really importantly, thank you to all that have supported us. Lots of faces are new to me. And if you want to follow the work that I and my students do, you can find me on Andrew Codling, Medium and Tutor, or just find me on Facebook and I'll usually accept a friend request. So if you want to keep in touch, and there's also andrewcodling.com. And so you can see the sort of work we do. I teach privately, I teach in groups, and we look to develop trance and different aspects of trance within a nice, happy, safe circle. We have a lot of laughs and a lot of fun, and there's not too much pressure to perform. Oh, hello, Sheila's entering the room. You're 2 hours late, Sheila. What's going on? So I'm massively proud of all of you, and I really enjoyed this evening. So does anyone have anything they want to say, especially to our mediums that worked? If you do, then please do share. Yeah, Zara.
I would like to say that I have really enjoyed the last couple of hours.
Yeah.
In my busy life, upside down and as screwed up as it is,
yeah,
it's been a really welcome break. And I did take the decision just to sit in the power, and I got a little bit from the power, which I would like to share.
Please do.
I actually was quite surprised at how clear I saw yellow buttercups.
Oh, right, okay.
And they were so vibrant. They were quite beautiful, and they were floating. I don't know what they mean or what they're symbolically for, or who they are for, if they're for anyone. But they were very, very pretty. And I also had two energies.
Okay.
The first one made me feel very thick and heavy and sunk in the seat. I couldn't move if I wanted to. I felt that heavy.
Yeah.
And the second one was a lighter energy, and it was taller, and it was, I think, the monk.
Okay.
But for the first time I've ever had this, I got two sets of tickling.
What was you reconnecting?
Yeah,
hiccups.
just here.
Okay.
Just here. And it was just like walking into a cobweb, a cobweb.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've actually had it, and it was with both of them.
Interesting. So the spirit world almost certainly showing you that even though that your path has been kind of temporarily halted, it's not a permanent obstacle. So I kind of feel it's a lovely opportunity for them to say, you've got 5 minutes, metaphorically, to sit still. And this is time for us to actually show you that within that quietness that you're able to have, that very much that connection is real. It is still there. And when time and circumstances allow, you'll be able to recognize that actually some things have changed, but some things remain the same. And that's the fact that you're guided. We're all guided, always have been and always will be. Sometimes life is such that we don't have the opportunity to be still and to find that presence of spirit, but they are a constant. And I'm really, really pleased that you joined us.
Actually, I have been experiencing small visions or sightings in my head.
Okay,
And
thanks, Leslie.
I have been hearing a few voices too.
Well, this is it. Look, you're
So
as
it's
haunted as
been
the best of us.
nice. I think it called me back, in other words.
Exactly. You're properly haunted. You have been since a little girl. It doesn't surprise me that you're going to feel spirit around you. You've been connecting to them for a very, very long time.
That's very
I know
true.
you've got a lot on your plate, but
Yeah.
sometimes they just need to give you a little nudge to say, we haven't forgot you.
No, I haven't forgotten them either.
Absolutely. I think that's
Or
one.
any of you guys.
Yes, it was. I was really chuffed to get a message from you to say that I can, can I make it on Saturday? And the answer is, of course, yes.
Yeah.
So thanks, Sarah.
I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Sorry. Sheila, you had your hand up.
Oh,
What-
yeah, I just wanted to say how I've thoroughly enjoyed this evening.
Yeah.
And a big shout out to the mediums who worked tonight. I myself have been doing automatic writing and what I think is called channeling.
Yeah.
And I was interested to see if that was a progression towards trance work. I don't know, but I've enjoyed seeing the different mediums working in their different ways, albeit the same, if you know what I mean.
Okay. So when you said you're doing automatic writing, just explain to me exactly what you mean, what you've been doing.
Oh, I've been doing it for years. It comes into my head and I write it down and I'm listening to it as I'm writing it.
Okay. So
I don't mean I put the pen on the paper and it moves on its own. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like inspirational.
I was going to say, so
writing.
was it automatic writing in the sense of an aspect of physical mediumship, or was it inspired writing, as in you're entering a trance to do that?
Yeah.
You are going into trance. So this is it. Trance isn't, I just need to say this, I will get on the soapbox. Trance isn't about you have to be a philosopher. That's not what it's about. Trance is this state of being whereby you will then change your mindset and say, I am going to go into a state of entrancement and be a healer, be a philosopher, be a platform medium, to be a physical medium, to be an artist, to be a writer, to be all of the things that you could possibly think of that a medium can do. That involves you entering a different state of consciousness. And that is fundamentally what it means to be entranced by spirit. So if we put E and N on the end of trance and D on the end, when I worked with my guides just now, I was entranced by them. And to answer a question that someone else raised, you do not have to be unconscious or deep. People have an obsession with this word deep and it drives me mad. But it's this thing about I need to be deep, deep, deep in some way, like it's better. That's really not necessary. Okay. What you need to be is connected with love, as the guides have spoken about today, because love is the fundamental thing that binds you to your guide. It is not about how unconscious you are. It really isn't. And the reason I say this and emphasize it so strongly is that that is the one mistake I made that I really wish I hadn't. I spent a lot of time wanting to be unconscious, trying to find this way of being unconscious because I thought it was where I needed to be. But it was all about me, me, me. It was what I wanted, what I thought I needed. And I was demanding from the spirit world. The reality is my team do not need to make me unconscious to work. How many people felt the presence of my guides with me as they spoke this evening, who got to see me? All right. So the point is, I was not unconscious. You are not even in the same room with me. And if you're in the same room, you'd feel it even more strongly. The point I want to make is the connection is between me and spirit. It is not a state of unconsciousness. The love that I feel from them is as tangible as anything I've ever felt. And yet I'm conscious enough to be aware of bits and pieces of what was said this evening. Admittedly, I can't remember much of it, but I was not unconscious. And when I realized that, that was like the world's biggest light bulb going off in my mind. And then suddenly I got it. That was the thing that changed my mediumship more than anything else, that I stopped trying to achieve something. It was like trying to find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Oh, there it is. It must be in that field. And then it's in the next field and the next one. I never get there. Never find that pot of gold. It's a mirage. And so is this quest for unconsciousness. Anyway, I told you I'd rant. So
actually, I actually hear spirit speaking as I'm speaking. I'm listening to what they're saying when I'm speaking. And
exactly.
like you say, you don't need to be unconscious.
So your clairaudience is literally flowing through you.
Yeah.
Clairaudiently, you're hearing spirit and you're going, all right, da 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 da. That's your spooky connection. Perfect. Clairaudience is quite tricky as well. So if you're hearing them working with you like that, I would say double thumbs up, accept it, embrace it, and don't worry about this whole, I'm not unconscious. Oh, I should ban that word. Anyone else want to say anything before I just go off on another rant and you want to head? All right. Yeah. Sorry, Claire, you had your hand up.
I just wanted to say thank you. What a fantastic evening. And I learned so much and took so much from all your words. It was amazing. And Kim, I actually saw your eyes open, like the spirit eyes.
Who's that?
It was amazing. On Kim.
Yeah. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. So
amazing.
she saw the
Thank you
love
so
speaking. Yeah. That's wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Claire, for joining us. Okay. So Teresa's raised a hand. Hi, Teresa.
Hello, hi. Yes, I just wanted to know, is there a slight difference between channeling and trance, or is it one and the same, and trance is more being embodied?
Right. What was the last bit you said? Trance is trance what?
I'm sorry, so is trance being more embodied versus channeling, you're just receiving, and then trance you're...
Right. So across the Atlantic, there's, I think often the word channeling is used, and to some degree it means the same as trance. Over your side of the pond, it seems to be, I channel this, I channel that, da 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 da. Over here, we don't use that terminology, at least in the majority. What we would say is we are in a state of entrancement to a degree. Okay, so when I first started, the process of connection was exactly the same as I did tonight, but it took me longer. They didn't have as a tighter grip on me. I didn't have that awareness and that understanding of how the process worked. So therefore, you would have noticed more of my influence than the spirit world. Now, as time has gone on, the balance of favor is going towards the guides. So it means that less of Andy is involved in it, and you start to really get that sense that it is the guides that are doing the majority of the talking, but I'm still there. I'm still part of it. So, but if, for example, I did like what Sheila said earlier, I wanted to be kind of conscious, but aware of the presence of spirit. Let's just say I said to them, I'm going to hold my pad up and I'm just going to have my pen there. And I want them to give me some words of wisdom about living a compassionate life. As I feel their presence with me, I don't need to be like going into that, like he looks like he's away with the fairies. So I can have that pen and I can say to them, guys, what do I need to write about this? What do I need to say? And so what we're doing is channeling, to me, often reminds me of what I would say is like inspired talking, inspired writing, inspired whatever, you add the adjective at the end of it. So I feel a lot of the time when I've seen some people do it from various parts of the world, but there seems to be, I seem to notice it from America. Look, guys, I'm not slating you here, so I need to be careful. What I do notice is sometimes what I've seen happen is the person sits down, they closes their eyes, and straight away they're talking. And I'm thinking, well, what's going on here? What's going on? This isn't entrancement. This is like your mind, you've closed your eyes and your mind is starting to talk. So they'll just do this. Hello, great friends. We are from, I don't know, Arcturus. And I think, what's happening? And it's like the imagination has caught onto 1% of some sort of spiritual influence, and it has created the rest itself. Now, sometimes that is just a lack of awareness about how this process really works. Sometimes it is fanciful, like I want to portray a certain type of character, and I look at it and think, do I feel the presence of spirit? All right. So it's not a personal decision. I will sit there. Often you'll watch me and I'll be closing my eyes, and it's not that I'm tired. I'm sitting there, and as you were talking, I had my eyes closed and I'm thinking, what am I feeling? I'm not even thinking about what are you saying. I'm thinking, what am I feeling as I watch that person? What am I feeling is their energy starts to change if they are genuinely connected with spirit. And so what I will notice is a change in the energy. So if I close my eyes now you all watched me work with my spirit team. I will close my eyes now and I will sound different. Hello, my dear friends. My name is Magnus, and I wish to talk to you about the state of the world today. The world is an awful place, and there are many awful people, and we are here to change things because me and my brotherhood are going to make things change around here. Now, was that the spirit world? Why not? Why weren't it the spirit world? I sounded different, didn't I? I said something philosophically sounding. Why wasn't that the spirit world? Well, you're shaking your head. You need to give me an answer. See, I didn't say
It didn't feel right.
Right,
Yeah,
it didn't feel right. Exactly. It didn't feel right. It sounded like that was just like a character from
X-Men.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, my name is Magneto. My goodness. Lucky I made myself jump then. So it was like I was portraying someone like the originator of their personality was my mind. So the difference with trance is the personality is still coming through my mind, but the origin of it is outside of me. It is the guide. So the guide connects to the medium. The medium allows the inspiration to come through them. And then you start to hear the guide speaking, as you've seen with 5 of us this evening. The difference is sometimes is when we just close the eyes and we just start to feel that we want to just talk about something. And it's usually otherworldly. And it's usually that they're an ascended something. There's an obsession at the minute where everyone seems to have an ascended master that wants to work through them, because it's like we're playing top trumps. You know, oh, my guides are 99. That means they're better than everyone else's. And you just think, really? And it's like there's a comparison. Who's your guide? Oh, I've got Jesus, Buddha. Who else have I got? Let's think who else is great. The Dalai Lama. And all of a sudden, it's like my guide's better than your guide, and there's no spiritual essence. All right, it's about comparisons. And that really isn't the case. You might have the most beautifully enlightened being that never had 2 coins to rub together. And they will move you in a way that you never realized was possible. All right, so we're talking about the essence of spirit is what you connect to, not the presence of something that sounds amazing. But when you think to yourself, how do I actually feel? It leaves you feeling empty. Like there's just something missing, that little X factor that isn't there. I know I've slightly gone off at a tangent, but this is what happens. But I hope that makes sense to you, Teresa. That seems like 20 minutes since you asked the question now, but hopefully it makes sense. Oh, right.
Thank you. It does.
Now, I am going to shut up now because you guys have got something better to be doing than this. And for some of you, it's still really late. It's now midnight for Karen in Cyprus. But look, if you're interested in the sort of work that we do, please do consider give me a like or a follow, and you can just follow my weirdness because I am weird, but I make no bones about it. All right. But thank you for joining us. At some point in the future, I will offer this opportunity to the ladies again because they deserve it. Thank you, June, Kim, and Karen and Judy for all that you do and the beautiful connections. And thank you to everyone else that has supported us. All right. I will put the link to this recording on my Facebook page so you can find it there. That will probably be tomorrow sometime. And I may put it on the event page where you may have found the link to join this event in the first place. Happy? Yay. Release me, they say. Well, you're free to go.
It was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Mwah.
much. All right.
Thank you for
Ladies,
sharing.
you're more than welcome. Catch you another time. See you
Chin
later.
chin.
Chin chin. Goodbye. Oh, end meeting. End.